Hello, welcome to another whiskey review with me, Marty Macaulay of Irish Whiskey Review. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and so on. Now, tonight we are going across to our Caledonian companions, just literally across the sea from me. I can see it from my front garden over into Scotland, and we are trying this Black Bottle Blended Scotch Whisky 10-year-old, 40%. And it says here established in 1879. It was established by the Graham brothers. Yeah, the Graham brothers. I'll just we'll get the Gleeks on. Oh, my eyes are getting so bad. Anyway, we'll get these on. So, Gordon Graham and Co. Was established in 1879 with the creation of the Black Bottle, made from a secret family recipe. The unique character of the original blend can still be savoured to this day. So this is Gordon Graham, but the company was actually set up by three brothers, and that was Charles, David, and Gordon. Um, this is now owned by a company called Distill, who are really doing some really good things, really innovative, new products, and they've taken over this. I mean, I like this bottle. I like the shape of it. I like the color of it. Okay, the light's shining on it a bit crappy there, but screw cap, always a sign that it's not the most expensive whiskey in the world. This is £28 a bottle. Okay, £28 a bottle. So it's an entry level bottle. That's the way we're putting this, and it's a blend. However, this is on the website. It tells you that it is a uh, Islay whiskey. That it's made from Islay casks. It doesn't tell you the distillery, and it's a blend. So I want to say it's probably Kalila. That's where I think it is. But I might be wrong. People who are better informed than me probably be able to say, no, Murray, balls that up. But I think it's Kalila. It kind of has that character to it. Now, again, I'm with the two glass here. This hasn't got a massive nose to it. But what is there is really quite pleasant. It's a little bit peppery. It's briny. And I like this in a whiskey. I much prefer savoury to sweet. And these days it's kind of hard sometimes to get a non-sweet whiskey. Everybody pumps everything towards the sherry casks. But this, and if you put that round, I mean, this is colouring in it. It's watered to 40%. It's chill filtered. It's all of that. But it's £28 a bottle. 10-year-old. I was going to take a drink there, but I'm going to nose this again. It's briny. It's kind of seaweedy. There is baked goods, bread. It's kind of bread note to it. There's also a little fruit, but not that much. It's quite subdued. It's kind of like a fresh gooseberry. Yeah, it's kind of fresh gooseberry. There's almost a sourness to the nose, but it's really quite pleasant. There's not a huge bang for your buck here, but they're not spending a big lot of bucks, so don't be too hard on it for this. In terms of taste, well, first off, I'll tell you now, it's got a really nice mouthfeel. It's it's quite sharp. The grain element of it is sharpening it up. Um, it's really quite chili pepper. You know, it's like chili pepper. Not not. It's quite coarse chili pepper, so it's not a huge amount of heat, but it's delivered in a very quick way. But that bready note comes through again. The briny note comes through again. It's basically a continuation of what it was on the nose, but with a lot more character and a nice mouthfeel. It's kind of almost syrupy, which is kind of surprising because it doesn't have much legs to it in any way, shape, or form. You know, so it's not quite viscous, but it's got a kind of sugar syrup uh, element to it without being overly sweet. Hmm. That finish is really quite nice. It lifts up. There's a little minty element to it. Touch of menthol. You're getting peat, not heavy peat, pleasant peat. A little bit of sweetness. It doesn't say on this, but I rather suspect there's an element of this has touched a little bit of sherry cask. I'm almost certain it has. It doesn't say anywhere that it has, but I'm going to say there's a touch of sherry in that. All around, cocoa powder way at the finish there, just sort of coming through now. Um, that's a bloody nice drink. 28 quid. Uh, really, really drinkable. It's not offensive. By the same token, it's not massive bags of flavour to it either. But what is there is really well done. And there's a hell of a lot to like about this. Uh, I, 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 you can't, you have to put some things in their context. The grain element of this is really sharp, and I mean crisp. So you have a number of different things going on here. 10 years old, it's a reasonable length of time. Certainly in comparison to most Irish whiskies these days. 10 years is huge. It's almost a decade. Um, uh, quote from Only Fools and Horses there, by the way. But yeah, it, it, it's it's got a nice oiliness to it. It's very well composed. It's not hugely flavoured. It's not offensive. It's easy to drink. It's ticks a lot of the boxes. The grain elements coming in, refreshing. The malt components of it are coming in. Now they say they use virgin oak, um, medium to heavy char. It's virgin oak. So in many ways, this is like an Islay bourbon. You know, it's kind of like an Islay bourbon. Uh, but it's, it's much better than most bourbons, if I'm totally honest. You know, imagine a very sort of light-bodied, not bang in your face, brash bourbon blast, uh, slightly smoky bourbon. That's kind of what you're getting here. And honestly, I reiterate this. These days, in whiskey circles, people are paying big money for mediocre spirit. If I'm totally honest, there's lots of it's not brilliant. It's not offensive, but it's not brilliant. This is very easy to drink. Not a challenge. If you're not that keen on smoke or peat, this will not blow you away if you're a peat freak, certainly. But there's a little element of peat there that comes through, and I think it's really, really well done. And it's a credit to the people that have took over this brand. Now, they've done a couple of really innovative things. There's another black bottle that I will be reviewing very shortly, uh, which I really rate as well. So they're doing really good things. They are getting plaudits for this. A lot of guys raving about this, saying that it's entry level whiskey. What's not to like? And I totally agree with them. As I say, it's it's not going to challenge too many people. But I rate this as a very nice, easy, perfectly drinkable, perfectly respectable entry level whiskey. It's nice and got enough complexity to make it interesting and to leave you with, yeah, that's all right. And there ain't much wrong with that. So it's that it's that briny Islay note to it that comes through there, um, and really the smoky layers that just come through, nice and on the background, diddly dee, bounce around, and it's kind of like if you're on a beach and you can see this on a beach somewhere in Islay. This week the Northern Lights has been all over the place, so you could be out on the place, beautiful beach, blah blah blah, this in hand to be all right, and all would be right with the world, and that's a good thing. So if I'm giving this a mark, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 actually. No, well, no, I'll not. I'll give it 7 out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Um, if it packed a little bit more punch, I would probably give it an extra mark. So I'll give it 7 out of 10. Um, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I think it's an excellent whiskey for the price. So black bottle, well done. I'll be reviewing another black bottle very shortly. But yeah, if you want to go out, buy yourself something that's a little bit different, this is one to get. So yeah, black bottle, well done. And if you are interested, hit the subscribe button if you like whiskies. Join me and my very weird friend Justin on a Saturday night Irish Whiskey Review, 10 p.m. We go live almost every Saturday night, almost every Saturday night, on Facebook and YouTube and Insta, Twitter, whatever. I can't remember all that stuff, but we're all over the place, literally. So join me and Justin at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, and we'll have a bit of a laugh and a giggle. So take care. I'll see you soon.